Last week, the price of XRP and many altcoins absolutely tanked. The liquidity was drained from the market. Over-leveraged traders were absolutely wiped out. However, at the same time, whales were doing some buying. I'm going to tell you what they did and when, and what we can expect for the XRP price targets in the coming weeks and months. I also have some information regarding ETFs, exploring what that could do for the price of XRP and what Bitcoin is doing recently in these markets and what we're going to be looking at in the short term for the crypto market. Hey everyone, my name is Randy. Welcome back to the Late Night Grind, and right now we are covering cryptocurrency news, investment markets, and personal finance. So if any or all those topics interest you, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, join the Late Night Grind community. If you do a couple things, I'd appreciate it. Smash the like button and watch this video all the way to the end. And don't forget to hit that bell notification icon. That way YouTube will notify you when I release a new video. So if you do that, I greatly appreciate it. All right, guys, let's jump into it. So let's first start by talking about Bitcoin. Currently, it is in market chop, meaning for the last several days, it hasn't done much price action-wise since the big liquidation event happened last week. It's currently trading at about 97,000 as of the making of this video. Now, the technicals indicate that it wants to move upward, probably in the neighborhood of 100,000, possibly 102,000 before it hits some resistance. So, and I expect it to happen in the next 1 to 2 days. Now, of course, that is going to affect the rest of the market, XRP included, because last week when we had the big massive liquidation event, some of the altcoins were absolutely annihilated. Meme coins were absolutely annihilated. If you were holding any of those, well, you knew exactly what happened. But as of right now, there are more people buying Bitcoin. The number one buyer, of course, being Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy. He just bought even more, approximately $748 million worth of Bitcoin were added to MicroStrategy. That brings their grand total to just under 479,000 Bitcoin held by them, which is, of course, one of the largest in the world. Recent news also about MicroStrategy is that they're no longer MicroStrategy. They dropped the micro, and they are now simply called Strategy. And the marketer in me says, I actually like that. I think that's a very good move. And so before I get into some XRP price action, did want to make it known that if you're doing any trading, any crypto trading, make sure you're doing it on Bydfi. They're a partner of the Late Night Grind. There's a link in the description below. You can go and sign up. You deposit $100, get your ID verified, and you'll get access to a free signal group. The signal group is being posted by Bydfi when they see there is an opportunity for a profitable trade. It is a free group as long as you deposit that $100 and get verified. And right now they have been spot on. Their wins are coming daily, multiple times daily. Not only that, you can get cash rebates on all of your trades. And of course, there are things like deposit bonuses and trading competitions that happen regularly on Bydfi. So go ahead, if you do any cryptocurrency trading, you got to check them out. Okay, so let's talk about XRP. As of the making of this video, it is trading right around $2.42. And it's kind of sitting at a place where, like Bitcoin hasn't done a whole lot, it is doing a whole lot of chop, they call it, basically sideways price action. It hasn't gone out of this, it hasn't gone out of two Fibonacci levels, anywhere from $2.50 roughly to $2.20 in about 4 days, hasn't left those levels. It's simply been bouncing back and forth, creating what is looking like to be a bull flag. Now, what does that mean? It looks like the price is going to go up. And there's a few traders that I follow that are placing Bitcoin, they're placing some critical levels onto Bitcoin. In order for it to go up and basically go after all-time highs again, it's going to have to crack a few different levels. But a main one that I was looking at is about $2.59. Now, this last weekly candle was green. It's going to have more of them. It's going to have to close above $2.59 and hold that level. And of course, we'll see what Bitcoin does in order for XRP to go after an all-time high of around $3.50. Some of those technicals have it shooting for $3.80 in the near term. Now, I wanted to throw some speculation on that because, as of right now, it looks like the open interest, meaning the leverage traders, are down. It has dropped approximately 37% of futures trading, meaning those that are trading futures with leverage are dropping by about 37% in the past few days. Now, of course, we did have a huge liquidation event. Those that were left over might have just simply taken profits and got out before the huge liquidation event and simply didn't get back in. And those that have gotten it, and those that were in long before it, well, they might have taken some profits as well, thinking that it might be on a downtrend for XRP. In fact, one trader says he thinks that XRP is going to go up, but before it does, it's going to crash 52% and hit $1.16. I honestly don't see that happening because that would take another catastrophic liquidation event from Bitcoin and really the whole market maybe even a black swan event for that to happen. Because that would be a huge wash, considering all the liquidity has already been pulled out of XRP and a lot of the altcoins, even though Bitcoin itself didn't suffer all that bad. Now, if that were to happen, this trader says it's going to be up only from there, as his next price targets were actually $8.40 for 2025. And he said there's actually a good case that it could absolutely go on a massive run to $48. Now, of course, these are just technical levels, and it all depends on what the rest of the market is doing. So with that as the backdrop, what we are looking at right now is that XRP does need to climb. I agree with that. It does need to get above the $2.60 levels if it's going to first crack $3 and then have a shot at all-time highs. Right now, Bitcoin is in that sideways chop. You remember from last year, it did the same thing for months on end. So this is one of these things that had some big news coming out from the United States government regarding the pro-crypto stance of the Trump administration, regarding ETFs that are getting approved, as well as several other things that are very cryptocurrency friendly. The SEC, of course, being run now by more cryptocurrency friendly officials. So with that in mind, I did want to talk about the ETFs and the coming ETFs that are probably going to be approved. Because the other year we had Bitcoin and we had Ethereum ETFs approved, which of course were great for the market as a whole. Now they're talking about XRP, Solana, and potentially a few others, including Litecoin, that have been filed by a lot of these asset management firms, and they're simply awaiting approvals on the SEC. Now this could take a while. In fact, Jeremy Hogan chimed in. He is one of our favorite lawyers that were following the Ripple versus the SEC case. And he chimed in and he said he thinks that the XRP ETF will be approved probably by the end of the year, which is what I've heard as well, because he simply says these things take a lot of time and that the Ripple case will be resolved, whether from settlement or something else, before the ETF actually gets approved. So it's going to have multiple bullish momentum indicators in the news, regardless of what the technicals say, throughout this year. So his prediction that we're going to see Ripple resolve this case with the SEC in short order, and then we're going to wait for an ETF approval. So what's going to happen if XRP gets that ETF approval? Well, let's take a look back. What did it do for Ethereum? Well, honestly, not a whole lot. There was a little bit of momentum initially, but then the outflows started like crazy. Ethereum has not been performing well this bull market compared to Bitcoin and a lot of the other altcoins. So that's not necessarily a good comparison. Bitcoin, however, their ETFs helped spark a massive bull run last year. In fact, when I was looking back on it, it looks like it's up over 300% since those ETFs were approved when Bitcoin was back worth in the 30,000s. Now, of course, cracking 100,000. We're very close to there right now. Since then, now if XRP were to do that after a good bull run, or in the midst of a good bull run, including Ripple finally getting this SEC case off its back officially and for good, and now you have institutional adoption and institutional availability to go ahead and invest in an XRP ETF on exchange traded on the exchanges such as the NASDAQ, which is what they're talking about. That could be very, very bullish, possibly a 3-digit return on that price action as well. But none of this is financial advice, it's just speculation based on the news that has just come out. And maybe that's why whales have been buying hundreds of millions of XRP since last week. That's correct. That is what the stats say since the big liquidation event, where the price of XRP dropped to about $1.90. Whales have been buying hundreds of millions of XRP, 540 million XRP to be exact since then, and I'm sure they're accumulating still. Now that might be a good indicator of some baseline price action you could expect throughout the remainder of this year in terms of whales thinking price ain't gonna go much lower than this on the XRP side. And I think they're probably right. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Also follow me on X, link in the description below. Don't forget to trade on Bydfi, and don't forget those free trading signals if you verify your account and deposit $100 or more. All right guys, thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end, for smashing that thumbs up button. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next video.
Lambo dreams fueled by them crypto stacks. Future in our hands, we ain't looking back. XRP to the moon, watch 'em rise and shine.